Hello and welcome to my new channel, The Mystery Cyber. My name is Jason. Now, I am currently not a penetration tester or ethical hacker, but I do hope to be in the future. So, I live in the UK. I have no previous employment history in the IT industry. I have had some involvement in the sense of hobby work, if you like. When I was younger, I learned some basic HTML and PHP and CSS, and I could make basic websites, but that was about it. Now I am in my late 20s and I've decided to have a career change. I've always wanted to be an ethical hacker, it's always interested me. And I decided to actually start learning in November 2020. So that was about 2 months ago. So I am still very new and still a beginner, although I have learnt the basics in a lot of different parts, if you like. So I know most of you now will be asking, why am I creating a channel with regards to IT or cybersecurity when I have been learning for about 2 months? Well, that is because I have very little self-discipline with regards to uh, learning, if you like. So I want to do everything now. So I want to be the best hacker there is right now. So what that means is I will, for example, I'm learning Python at the moment. So rather than learning the basics and having a good foundation before moving on, I will learn a little bit of the basics and then try and jump straight into the advanced stuff and then realize I'm struggling with the advanced stuff because I didn't learn the basics well. And that applies to anything with regards to the penetration side of learning. So even to the point of using Kali Linux and the terminal, I learned the basics just to get around, and that's it. I went straight into hacking, try hack me, and all the complicated rooms on hack the box. And I ended up actually slowing down my learning process just because I had to keep going back and going over the basics so that I could understand the advanced stuff that I was learning. So the point in this channel really is it's going to force me to study each subject that I make a video about. So for example, my first few videos will be about Python. So I will create videos on or as I learn each thing. So I'm learning Python at the moment. I'm going to have a video out shortly, hopefully tonight, about the basics of Python as I've learned them. Okay, so what that's doing is that's actually forcing me to research the basics and also practice as well. Because what I would like to do, especially with regards to the coding side, is have set out my own challenges for myself and for you lot, which will force me to actually use what I've learned as opposed to just reading it and then moving on to the next subject before I've actually tried it. And that applies to anything else with regards to hacking. So I want to also do videos of Kali Linux, how to use it properly, how to navigate around the terminal. So in order for me to do a video, I need to actually learn how to do it myself. So again, it's more of it's forcing me to do these things as opposed to my mindset at the moment, which is I don't really need to learn how to do that yet. I will try and do the advanced stuff and learn the basics as I go, which is the wrong way round. Now, the other reason is to share my journey really with other people, whether they're advanced hackers or beginners as well, that would like someone to learn with. But also, what I have found, not just in this industry, but in lots of other industries, in fact, almost all industries, is if you if you're let's say you're watching videos on YouTube on how to do anything, how to code Python, how to use Nmaps, whatever. Now, the people that make these videos generally have been doing it for a long, long, long time 5, 10, 15, 20 years. So sometimes, I mean, obviously, this depends on the teacher, but sometimes it's difficult for a teacher to get their message across to a beginner, just because sometimes the teacher will miss out some of the obvious, some of the basic stuff, because they think it's common sense or they think it's too basic. Now, from my point of view, someone can't have common sense about a subject that they have no experience in. Now, when people talk about common sense, they mainly talk about life in general. Common sense is before you cross the road, you look both ways. That's common sense. But that's only common sense if you have experience. Now, if you take a 4-year-old out on the road, they will just walk straight out across the road. Not all of them, but a lot of them will just walk straight out across the road. They won't look. Now, you could say that child has no common sense, but why do they have no common sense? It's because they have no experience. They haven't experienced what the road is, what cars are, what the potential damage cars can do. So, common sense, you can't have common sense if you don't have experience. And that applies to every industry, and that applies to this industry that I'm talking about. So, for a teacher who is trying to explain how to code something in Python, now to them they might miss quite a few of the basic things because they think, oh well, that's common sense that section of code is going to do that. But to a beginner who's watching that video, they're going to be completely lost because they don't have the common sense, because they don't have the experience in that language. So in a way, I'm hoping that my videos will help other beginners and other newcomers to the cybersecurity industry, because I am determined to learn. So I will hopefully be able to explain things at a basic level for other beginners. Now, so in a sense, it's helping myself because it's forcing me to learn properly with good foundations, and also I'm hoping it can help other people. So the point in this channel really is to create content about anything and everything that I will learn or I can learn with regards to ethical hacking. So on the screen is some of the stuff. For example, Kali Linux, um, the general side of ethical hacking and penetration testing, coding. I'm obviously going to start with Python. Hacking tools. So, for example, that can be how to use Hashcat, Nmaps, hardware to help with hacking. So, for example, Raspberry Pi. I have a Pornogotchi, I think it's called, coming next week. So I should do a video on how to set that up. NetHunter for a Nexus. Again, I will do a video on how to install that. Now, as I will do videos as I learn things. So it will either be a case of I will learn something, practice it, and then make a video about it, and that will help embed that into my brain, as well as hopefully help other people out there. Or I will do a video as I'm learning something. So, for example, the coding side. So my first few videos will be Python. I have gone through the basics that I'm covering in the video and practice them, and then I'm going to do a video. So again, that will help me remember that section of code or that particular area that I'm doing a video about, and it will help other people. Or the other side is I'm going to actually do the video as I'm doing whatever it is I'm doing. So for example, if I'm going to do a video about installing NetHunter on a Nexus 7, I'm not going to install it, then uninstall it, and then install it for the video. So I'm just going to do a little bit of research before I actually do the video, and then the first attempt at me actually installing it will be filmed. So you lot can hopefully learn from my mistakes if I make any mistakes. And you never know, if I get stuck, then hopefully you can have some input as well and you can help. Now, there's not much else I can say really. The main thing I want to get across is I'm not teaching. So I I have experience in teaching other industries, but I can't say I'm teaching this industry because I'm not. I'm nowhere near that level. I'm a beginner, just like most people watching this video. So you can't take what I say as gospel. Like I said, the main purpose is to help me have good foundations, and if I help anyone else, then that's brilliant. So I will only post videos on stuff that works for me. So I'm obviously, if there's a section of code in Python that I can't get working, or a program in Kali that I can't get working, I'm not going to make a video about that. So if I make videos, it's because it works for me. It might not be the best way, the best method, and if it's not, and if there's any experienced people watching my videos, then hopefully they can give a bit more input. But whatever I post will work for the reason I'm putting the video up. So if you want to share my journey, you want to join in, then please subscribe. Or even if you're an experienced person who fancies a laugh watching some of my videos, then also please subscribe. But my first video will hopefully be live in a few hours. I've got all the content for it. I just need to actually film it. So hopefully it goes well. Now, remember, subscribe if you like the idea, and I will see you in the next video.